Hello, Serge here from the Backyard Driving Range. We got a letter today that came into customer service, and it involves the backswing and then into the bump. And the question is, starts out with a statement. He says, even though I appear to be doing this right in the video, for me this is particularly difficult as the first part is very much more horizontal. He's talking about the takeaway into the catcher's mitt. Is more horizontal than vertical. That's because in the takeaway, when we have the club and we're going into the catcher's mitt back here, we're lifting the club immediately from the get-go, but we're establishing the width of the swing, which is just a natural lift. We don't ever want to stretch. So you get your arms too straight, it starts pulling your spine, starts pulling your chest together, so it's just to here. But then as you see, he says, continuing with a pure vertical lift, I find that these two moves are totally in contrast to each other and difficult to sustain during the golf game. The feeling I have when undertaking these moves are, one, a total change of direction and requiring a conscious mental effort to do so. So I think he's talking about a total change in direction once he gets here to straight up. But I think if you're looking at it as two moves, yeah, it's two different things. But I look at it as one move. And in fact, many times I tell folks that if you really want to get the picture of how much I want the club coming up speedily, is imagine that if there's a tree a tree limb over your head, and I'm standing back there, I'm going to throw a rope over it, I'm going to tie a club around the club head here, and I'm going to pull the rope very taut, and the second you start moving, I'm going to be back here, and I'm just going to take the rope and go poof. So I want you to feel like it's just straight up in one move. So that's, I think, the situation that's happening here. He's creating it into two moves, and it really needs to be thought of as only one. You establish the width into the mitt, but you go right, you don't stop at the mitt, you go right, you just clip the mitt with your toe of the club and it's straight up the tree. That's why I call it in the mitt and up the tree, but the up starts right from the get-go. And then he says he's having a thought process of pushing the club head away outside of my body. You can also see how my right elbow has to be pushed much higher than the left to achieve this vertical lift. So again, I think his whole problem there is a two-piece takeaway. And that's why I say the golf swing, the backswing is only a one-piece move. I just started into the mitt, toe up, just a natural extension, no more than if I just go right there. You shake hands with somebody just going like this, you usually don't go like that. And I think that's what he's talking about when he gets here. So it's just up to there. Now, at the top, my elbows form a perfect equilateral triangle. He was talking about his being way up, which would be a flying right elbow. And I think that would happen because when he pushes the club outside, he's outside, and then the club is actually probably past vertical on that side, rather than being 12 o'clock, all right? We can cross the line a little bit, but I think his hands and everything are outside. That's why his elbow's flying. So we want almost a perfect equilateral triangle with the elbows horizontal to the ground, or maybe the right elbow one teeny bit higher. And then from there, when you swing swing down to impact, and we don't swing down, right? Because the second we lateral shift and bump, we're swinging up to the tee finish. We create another perfectly equilateral triangle on this side with the hands close to the air. We recoil and relax. All right? So the mitt is on both sides. And the reason why everything that happens on this side basically happens on that side is because there's a law of physics that states that for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. So whatever you go to back here, you should end up going to in the front up here, and then we recoil and relax, bring it right down to the golf club at the belt buckle, and should be somewhat pointing at the target. So, because if you were parallel left and everything swung well, and then you square up, the club coming down should be pointing at the target, or maybe just a fraction left. And then you just recoil. After you recoil and relax, you can just walk away. But you should be able to get all the way to a perfect recoil and relax, because that will show that everything has been in balance, the timing's been good, and that your swing is totally under control. So the things that are described here definitely is a clue to all the fact that he was pushing the club away outside, and he was lifting it to the mitt and then up. So it's on like, if you kind of just go to the mitt and up, you're going to have sort of like a squared off swing. All right, so you definitely get a totally different feeling. But from here, I'm already lifting right up to there. This is your backswing and your finish. So just stand here. Notice that when I put my hands up, look at how they're, from the elbow to the hands, they're in front of my face. They can't go back this way, and it starts putting all kinds of tension and stress and strain on the biceps, the bottom of the arms, right up to the hands. right across my neck and down my shoulders and down my back to my hips. Just bend over, see your hands in front of you. So when you get in this position, there's your backswing, and there's your finish. And then you recoil and relax. So technically, that's why we say the swing is only in front of our body. You turn in the backswing, your left arm or your forward arm turns only to the toe line, and then once you strike the ball and come here, when your back arm, the top of your arm reaches the toe line, it's up on this way. So we know that everything behind our toe line is a sacred burial ground. You can stand in it, but if you swing in it, you're dead. Now naturally on both sides, the elbow to the hands will be inside the line because we're swinging on a diagonal inclined plane. But the elbow to the shoulder on the backswing and the left elbow and shoulder, the front elbow and shoulder, will be on over the line, doesn't get behind the line, and the trailing or the back elbow from the elbow to the shoulder does not get behind the toe line. Okay? So I think that's why it's so important. When you listen to any of the videos or you have the foundations manual, you see me always say it's a one-piece takeaway, but it's a one-piece takeaway from takeaway to the top and then swing up to the finish. We don't ever get hung up down here, and especially in the mitts. We just click it through the mid on that side, snap it right up through the mid on this side, recoil and relax. Try to keep one nice, smooth, continuous move. Okay? So if you've been having some problem with the lift and feeling two-piece, it's just one move. Just stand right here. Just think about your club's on the ground. As you move, I pull that string, I pull that rope, and I just jerk it right up to there, and then you snap it right up to your finish, and then recoil and relax. Okay, well that's the thought today about making sure that one way to stay in a 3/4 limited turn swing and keep everything flowing very smooth and in good motion. Okay, try that, and I think it'll help you make better backswings to a more balanced finish. That's it for the search for today, and I'll be speaking with you all again soon.